Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Morbid Gossip, where we talk about anything from true crime to mysteries to abandoned haunted places and the history about them. Today's video we have the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Some of you guys may know this name from the media lately, or some of you guys may already know this story, but this is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I just want to give a quick disclaimer that this video is pretty graphic compared to most of my other videos. So if any of the subjects are not for you, please click off now, as well as you can click off at any point during the video if this is just not for you. Some of the things that this video includes is murder, death, and abuse, with much more. Please watch with caution. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was born June 27th, 1991, to Claudine Blanchard and Rod Blanchard, though they did separate soon after Gypsy was born. And Gypsy would go on to live with her mother, nicknamed Dee Dee. Gypsy was born in Louisiana, and when she was around 4 months old, she spent multiple days in the hospital for the worry that she had sleep apnea. Although the hospital had no positive results from their testing. Now let's fast forward to around 2005, when the pair would move to Missouri, to a pink house built to be wheelchair accessible, considering Gypsy was unable to walk and wheelchair bound, as well as more medical issues, conditions, and diseases discovered, causing her to have a shaved head, be in a wheelchair, have an oxygen tank, feeding tube, and some missing teeth. Dee Dee was seeking help from many doctors, most turning her down for treatment for Gypsy, for conditions, illnesses, and diseases like leukemia, muscular dystrophy, asthma, vision and hearing problems, seizures, and much more. Also, at one point, Gypsy was part of Make-A-Wish taking a trip to Disney with her mother, since she seemed to be so sick and unwell. Gypsy went through many surgeries and teeth pullings and abuse as a child, because all these things that she was said to have, Dee Dee was making up. Yep, the mom that most saw as just trying to take care of her ill child was lying about all her kids' conditions. Gypsy could walk and was healthy, with many doctors repeatedly telling Dee Dee this. Dee Dee even went as far as to forge Gypsy's birth certificate to make her younger than she actually was. Like Gypsy thinking she was 14 in 2009 when she was actually 18. This being one of the things causing her to have a lower mental age. Some more things that would cause this would be Dee Dee not allowing Gypsy to have friends, go to school, or really have a normal life in general. She wasn't even really allowed to leave the house unless Dee Dee was with her. Now around 2011, when Gypsy was legally around the age of 20, tried to make an escape from her mother with a guy that she met online, though her mom ended up finding her and telling the guy she was underage. And this is where the physical abuse part seemed to be ramped up some. Not like this whole situation wasn't bad enough. When she returned, Dee Dee got rid of the computer and started physically hurting Gypsy. Though I am not sure if this was happening before her escape attempt as well. Slowly, Gypsy would figure out that she was not in fact sick and that her mother was making it all up. Like the fact she could walk. Around 2012, Gypsy would be allowed to use a computer again, allowing her to online chat secretly with a guy named Nicholas, who actually lived hundreds of miles away in Wisconsin. 2 years later, Gypsy would tell one person about this secret relationship. Gypsy and Nicholas would actually meet in person in 2015. They did this by arranging for Nicholas to be at a local movie theater when Dee Dee and Gypsy planned on going. Though this plan did not go as they planned because Dee Dee did not like the interaction she had with Nicholas. So later, Gypsy and Nicholas would plan something more than just a meetup this time. In June of 2015, Nicholas would come back to Missouri to see Gypsy, but not at a movie theater this time. The plan was he would get a motel room nearby, and on June 9th, 2015, he and Gypsy would plan for him to come into her house at night and unalive Gypsy's mom by stabbing her almost 20 times. This at the time was the only way Gypsy felt she could escape her mother and the torture. Now let's get to how her and Nicholas got caught. A post was made on Gypsy and Dee Dee's social saying that blank is dead. Obviously, it didn't say blank, but I'm using that as a filler word. This making people worry about the two, that something may have happened. The police soon showed up and found Dee Dee's body and Gypsy missing, making the police worried that the person who did this did something to Gypsy as well. This was not the case though. June 15th, 2015, the two were eventually caught, and Gypsy would end up being convicted of second-degree murder of her mom, and Nicholas would be convicted of first-degree. Nicholas would be sentenced to life. Gypsy would say in court that she did convince him to commit this crime. Gypsy even saying that she felt more free in prison than she did with her own mother. In prison, she did have contact with a guy named Ryan, and in about 2022, the two ended up getting married while she was in prison. And though Gypsy was sentenced to about 10 years in prison, she had the release date of December 28th, 2023, when she was released on parole at the age of 32. She is now living a semi-normal life, though getting a lot of attention from the media and on social media with about 8 million Instagram followers, as well as doing many interviews and releasing a book, as her story has resurfaced and became very popular. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any other true crime, mysteries, abandoned, and haunted places you'd like me to talk about in the next video, please leave a comment down below. I do read all of my comments. And if you have any other information about this case, please let me know. And if you like this kind of content, please leave a like and subscribe. Obviously, there is probably more information out there about this case as always, but this is just what I found.